You are listening to your New Puppies Podcast, starting you and your dog off on the right paw. Here's your host, Debbie Salento.
Hello and welcome to Your New Puppies Podcast. I'm Debbie, and this is the last part of a 3-part training. So if you haven't watched the first 2, I highly recommend you do that now because it'll explain everything that's going on. But if you have listened to the first 2 phases, stay right here because we're going to dive right in to phase 3. So welcome back. Here we're going to wrap up our mini training on the 3 phases to bringing your puppy home. We've already talked about preparing for when your puppy comes home, letting them settle in those first few days, and now we're going to get to work. So obviously this is the longest and biggest phase, and I cannot possibly go over every single thing that you need to do. But what I am going to do, I'm going to go over the tools that are going to act as your foundation and your starting point to everything that you're going to need to do during this stage. And the very first thing that I like my clients to do is to start keeping track. So you want to get your puppy on a schedule. So before this, when we were letting our puppy settle in, we were intentionally not paying attention because we knew that they were settling in and their schedule in those first few days probably aren't going to reflect the schedule that they're going to need going forward. But this is where we start keeping track of the meals, the potty breaks, naps, the accidents, when they happen and why they happen so we can make adjustments. And that's going to make it a lot easier when we start to teach your new puppy how to be a well-behaved, well-mannered, and well-adjusted member of the family. And we're going to do that by preventing and stopping unwanted behaviors while teaching them good behaviors. And that's really what raising a puppy and training your dog comes down to. And to do that, you're going to use 4 tools. And they are house rules, supervision, exercise, and socialization. And these all also work together. So house rules, they are the guidelines for you. So this is where we're going to decide what good habits you want to teach and what bad habits you want to prevent. These are going to be formal rules, like we don't allow the dog on the couch, to implied rules of we take the puppy outside for potty so they don't have accidents inside. Or the puppy isn't allowed to chew on our shoes. And the reason why these are guidelines for you is because you can make as many house rules as you want for the dog, but somebody has to teach them. So this makes it clear on what our actions should be to teach or prevent a good or bad habit. And the main way we're going to need to do exactly that is to use supervision, which we've talked about multiple times. That's how important it is. And it's such a simple concept, but it's one that we all miss because our lives are so busy and so distracting that we don't realize how much we don't want to supervise our puppy. But we've already talked about how we need it for safety reasons, and that is still going to apply for a good long while. But now we need it to teach these behaviors because the only way to stop, prevent, or teach a behavior is to be there to see it happen. The only way to teach your puppy not to chew on the slipper or not to counter surf is to be there to stop them and then direct them to the good behavior. Or if you love it when they rest or go into their crate on their own, well, you need to see that happen so you can reward it. Or if you want to prevent that accident, you are going to need to be watching your puppy to see their signals or see them start to go so you can stop it immediately. And then the tool that's going to help us through all of this is exercise. Simply because a tired dog is a good dog. If your dog is sleeping on their bed because they're tired, they're not barking out the window. They're not digging holes in the backyard. They're not chewing on inappropriate things. In addition, any unwanted behavior can be improved or even prevented with exercise. So if you have a dog, especially a puppy, with too much energy, or is overexcited, or is bored, they do not make good decisions, and you're not going to be able to teach them anything. They need to be in a calmer state of mind to actually learn the house rules, even if you are supervising. And then the last one we will need to use is socialization, which is exposing your dog to new people, environment, and other dogs. And the reason this is so incredibly important is because there are certain things that we can only teach our dog, and our dog is only going to learn by experiencing them. So we can't sit there and explain to them, oh, that man in the hat and the beard walking towards you isn't going to hurt you. It's okay. They need to simply experience that to learn that nothing bad's going to happen. Or that big, huge metal thing whizzing by at 30 miles an hour isn't going to hurt you if you stay on the sidewalk. The only way for them to truly learn that is to experience it. And that is what socialization is. And this is something we need to start right away because it's the most effective between 3 and 16 weeks, because that's when our puppy's little brain is growing and it's a sponge and it's absorbing all of these experiences. I go into great detail into socialization inside the course, how to make it the most effective. And this is where you're building that well-adjusted dog. So by using these 4 tools, you are teaching your puppy how to live in your family, how to deal with the outside world. By starting to keep track and trying to get them onto some kind of predictable schedule, it's going to also make things a lot easier, especially in these first few months. And that's it. So let's do a quick review. The 3 phases to bringing your puppy home. First, you're going to prepare for your puppy with your supplies, your support. You're going to prepare your house, yourself, and possibly the kids. And then when the day comes and you bring your puppy home, you're just going to let them settle in. So you're going to make sure that they're safe and then let them warm up on their terms. And that way you're going to build that trust. And once they're settled in, you're going to get to work. And we're going to use supervision, exercise, the house rules, and socialization as our foundation. So hopefully now you feel more prepared and more confident about bringing your new puppy home. You know what to focus on now and what can wait till later. And that was my goal for you in this little mini training. In a very similar way, inside my new puppy course, I give you a roadmap over the first few weeks to help you know what to focus on, what to concentrate on, while building the skills that you're going to need to raise your puppy into the dog that you want. Because there is nothing more rewarding than having that well-behaved dog that you can take anywhere. Or when the family comes over, your dog is so good and so well-mannered that they're a welcomed part of that visit. Or when you have to travel, you know that you have a confident, well-adjusted dog that you can leave with the pet sitter and you'll miss them, but they'll be okay. And that is what I want for every single dog owner out there. But even though that picture is pretty clear of the dog that we want, getting there is what sometimes eludes us. You know, it takes this new skill set that we're not prepared for, or we don't even know what we need. So let's take a quick minute and glance inside the course. And I'm going to show it to you from inside the mobile app, which is fantastic, especially if you need to get like your spouse or your kids to watch a lesson. It's so much easier to just like hand them your phone and put the video on, right? So as soon as you open it up, you can see your perfect puppy, which is the course. And if we go inside, It's split up in between the 4 modules, and all the lessons are within those modules. Now here, within the very first lesson, you can see is the course calendar. And this is the roadmap I give you to get you through the course in those first 4 weeks, letting you know exactly what to do when. And as you can see from the names of all of these lessons, we are also building the same foundation that we talked about in this mini training. Now, all of these lessons have these type of downloads attached to them. There's checklists and cheat sheets and workbooks to make sure that you get the most out of the lessons and you're applying them with 100% confidence. And of course, I don't stop there because I want to make sure you were covered. There are also extra bonus lessons for you. The full details of what the lessons are, what the bonus lessons entail, are on my website at playtimepause.com/puppy. You'll also be able to find a link directly to the course's site on the same page you're watching this video. So since everything is over there, I don't want to take up more of your time here going over them. But there is one bonus that I want to point out to you. And that's the office hours. So from working with so many puppy owners, I know that there is no cookie cutter way to raise a puppy. Sure, there's a lot of universal things that we all need to know, and that's what the lessons are. But because every puppy is different and every family is different, they have different priorities. So that's why I'm in there leading you the whole way. So not only do you get the 4 weeks worth of lessons, but then you get 12 months access to me. So I'm in there inside the course every single week, answering your questions, working with you, helping you clarify things or seeing you through the bumps, whatever you need to make sure you come out on the other side with that well-behaved, well-mannered, and well-adjusted dog. Now, I also think it's important to point out who this course is not for. This course isn't for you if you're bringing home an older dog. So this focuses on puppies, not just a new dog. So if your dog is going to be older than 6 months old, you're not going to get the full benefit of the course. Also, this will not cover any major behavior problems like fear, anxiety, aggression, any of those things. When it comes to those type of things, an in-person trainer can't be replaced. Other than that, if you're bringing home a puppy between the ages of 8 and 16 weeks, you want to get started out right, you want to build your foundation, then this course is perfect for you. The first module is great to watch before your puppy even comes home, or you can start the course the day you bring them home. Either way, you're going to get a lot out of it. And because I want to make sure that you are in the right place, I do give 14 days where all you have to do is email me and you can just tell me that the course isn't for you. That's enough time to get halfway through the course before you even have to make that decision. Now, if you want to get into more detail and if you want even more guidance from me, you are welcome to come join me in Your Perfect Puppy. Again, it's playtimepause.com/puppy. If you have any questions about this training, feel free to reach out to me at info@playtimepause.com, or you can find me on either Facebook or Instagram and we can continue the conversation there. Both of those are also at Playtime Pause. So no matter where you go from here, I look forward to getting to know you and your new puppy. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I'll be speaking with you soon. Bye for now. Okay, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed the 3 phases to bringing your new puppy home. Just as a reminder, if you want to watch the video version of this training, you can do that at playtimepause.com/prep. So that's playtimepause.com/PREP. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be speaking with you soon. Bye for now.